Namaskar. Hello and welcome to PGurus channel. I'm your host Sree Iyer. Joining me is Raka Sudhakar Rao, and we are going to be talking about some hot topics in and around the state of Andhra Pradesh and Telangana. Let's welcome Raka Sudhakar Rao. Raka Garu, Namaskaram and welcome to PGurus channel.
Namaste, sir. Namaste. It's always a pleasure to be with you, sir.
Raka Garu, the last program that we did last week was a very big hit, well received, lot of good comments. You are a much sought after man. Your thoughts are well received. People like to listen to you about various things in and around. And we are going to not just stay there. We are probably going to expand our horizon a little bit today. I'm going to ask you one question out of syllabus, but that will come a little bit later. First question is, for the second time running, Revanth Reddy, an ex-ABVP guy, lucked out, became the protege of Chandrababu Naidu. Then the states divided. He stayed on in Telangana. He's become lucky. I don't know, from nowhere, he was just a minister, but from nowhere he became the Congress party president, the face of Congress campaign in Telangana, and he defeated handily KCR. So now people are saying, wait a minute, this guy is an ABVP man. So BJP may be placing some rumors saying he's actually our guy, and he's going to bring 2/3 of the Congress Telangana with us. I mean, that's the minimum needed. Otherwise, you have to resign and contest. That's a big godova. That's not going to. So, is there any truth to this statement, or is it just like BJP is giving it back to INDI?
I do not even think that BJP is playing a mind game here, because BJP is not going to gain anything from this, because BJP barely has 8 MLAs in the assembly, which has about 119 MLAs. So BJP will just be a tail, and the tail cannot wag the dog. So
Yes.
if Revanth comes to Congress, comes and joins with the BJP, assuming that he does it, he would become all powerful, and it will be he who will dictate the BJP, local BJP, which has just 8 MLAs. So BJP has no advantage as of now, and the MPs who have been elected, the 8 MPs from Congress, except perhaps 1 or 2, all others are Congress loyalists that way, and they are not totally aligned with Revanth Reddy. And in case of defection, they would not even want to join Revanth. They would want to go with. They would not even want to go with Revanth Reddy. So, assuming this, he will not add value in the Lok Sabha. He will not be able to add value in the Rajya Sabha, because as of now, the Rajya Sabha is stacked in favor of BRS, not the Congress party. So there's no advantage if Revanth actually joins BJP. There's no advantage to the BJP, I mean. So where does this rumor stem from? I personally feel, and some of my friends who are following the Congress politics in Telangana feel, that this is a rumor floated deliberately to give some elbow space to Revanth Reddy in state politics, because he's hemmed out of the 64, 65 MLAs that the party has. In the event of Revanth splitting the party as of now, no more than 20 or 22 MLAs will follow him. So that will be a disaster for him. So leaving Congress at this juncture would be suicidal for him, because that would attract the provisions of anti-defection law. The BJP has so few numbers that it cannot help. And if he is joining the hands with BJP, he would not encourage the 39 MLAs that the BRS has to join the Congress. Many of the MLAs are now making a beeline to join the Congress party. So if they all join the Congress party, it will become all that more difficult for him to split the party. So I think this is at best a rumor floated in some circles in Delhi, to actually, to most probably, the one plausible explanation that I could find is that he wants to get even with the high command. he wants to have a say in the nomination post, appointment to nomination post, MLA tickets, so on and so forth. So maybe some sources close to him are floating this story, but there is no basis in this story. Even if there is some kind of development of that sort, it would happen only after 2 or 2.5 years. Uh, Only when Revanth Reddy's position is threatened in the Congress party as the chief minister. So I do not find any credence in these stories, though they are emanating from New Delhi.
So we found the unique situation of Revanth Reddy letting his home cow lead the way around the, I think, Brindavanam, if I remember correctly, 3 times. He goes and his wife and then his daughter, they went 3 times. Basically, very Sanatani gesture. And then around the same time, a Congress, not now, but 2 years ago, I think, a Congress party member in Kerala, they actually showed a calf, I should say, killed the calf, showed the killing of the calf video, and then they cooked it and ate it to say that we are beef eaters. So this was deliberately done to provoke Hindu sentiments. And so you see this dichotomy within Congress, that in one state they are extremely religious, on the other side they want to stick it to the Hindus. So these kinds of things are within. See, what I would like to see is somebody outside of the BJP ecosystem, maybe our channels should start pointing all these fallacies in Congress. And after all, viewers, one thing about Telangana and Andhra Pradesh, okay, the main players are all, the Gangotri is Congress, whether it is TDP or BRS or whatever is left of Congress. Everything is still a Congress. The only separate party, the separate identity is the BJP, and now Janasena also. Janasena is a new party because the Kapus probably were not represented or they didn't feel represented, and that probably is a reflection of why you have Janasena. It could be also remnants of Chiranjeevi's followers. I don't know. You can tell us, sir, Janasena, who makes up the bulk of the followers there? Is there any migration from Chiranjeevi's party into his brother's party?
Yes. There are two aspects to this, sir. As for the overt display of Hindutva, Sanatani behavior of many Congress parties, I have seen many Congress leaders being very devout Sanatanis at home, and some of them have displayed that unabashedly in public. For instance, while Jagannath Reddy is an avowed Christian, a practicing Christian, his lieutenant 𝗤𝙧𝙤𝙪 was a devout Hindu. There was never any doubt about that. And 𝗑𝗚𝗏 Subbareddy, Jagan's closest relative, I have personally seen him wearing Ayyappa's clothes and making pilgrimage to, Shabarimala, and also worshipping a cow at home. So, for most of these politics, personal belief system is essentially and intrinsically Hindu. It is that the problem is with the public posturing. When it comes to public posturing, they want to put on the facade of or a charade, should I call it, of secularism or pseudo secularism, whichever way you would like to call it. So this dichotomy has always been there in all political parties. In all political parties, I have seen Chandrababu Naidu, performing all those yogic exercises along with Sadhguru Jaggi Vasudev while he was the chief minister in undivided Andhra Pradesh and also in the divided Andhra Pradesh. So, being a devout Sanatani personally is different, and Revanth Reddy has always been a Sanatani, and there's no doubt about it. I have personally visited some of the temples to which he has donated. For example, the Gangapuram Chennakeshava temple in near 𝗏𝗏𝙤𝗏. He has made a hefty donation, which I have personally witnessed. But the problem is, just because one is Sanatani, it doesn't really mean he's pro Hindu in politics. So these are two different things.
Adi veru, idi veru.
Adi veru, idi veru. Exactly. So the biggest analogy that one can give is Mirza Raja Jai Singh, who was the emissary and the military general of Aurangzeb, was a devout Shiva Bhakta. He used to perform Laksha Bilvarchana every day. And he performed a Laksha Bilvarchana before actually attacking Chhatrapati Shivaji and making him, sign that ignominious Purandar treaty where Shivaji had to cede all his forts save 8 or 11. And Shivaji never built a temple. And he never supported construction of temples in any of the forts that he had built, because he said, today the fort may be with me, tomorrow it could be occupied by Bijapur or Aurangzeb. So no more temples and the worship will have to be personal. That's what Shivaji did. So devout Hindu in politics has a different connotation, sir. So that's one aspect. The second, as far as Janasena is concerned, most of the leadership of Janasena is sui generis. I'm using this word because the leadership that Chiranjeevi had created, most of it has merged in Congress party after Chiranjeevi merged Prajarajyam party into the Congress. Many of Chiranjeevi's acolytes and his lieutenants, they became Congress ministers. Like Chandrababu, Kurasala Chandrababu, and then Ganta Srinivas Rao, so on and so forth. Many of them became ministers in the pre-2014 Congress government, and some of them have joined TDP also. But as far as Janasena is concerned, at least some of the Janasena leaders are products of the Pawan Kalyan's times, and some have joined from, Janasena from TDP. For example, the Bhimavaram MLA, Pulavarti family, Skyan, and also one name that I can immediately think of is Avanigadda's Buddha Prasad. He is a Congressite who joined TDP and he is now in Janasena. So that way, some of the Janasena leaders have their roots in Telugu Desam. But I think with the kind of mandate that the Janasena has now, it has all its MLAs have emerged victorious. So splitting the party or the TDP leaders going the TDP way will not happen now. So Janasena leadership is mostly original.
Thank you so much. And let's now take a look at the Chandrababu Naidu's, some of the moves that he has been doing. We know that Revanth Reddy is a protege of Chandrababu Naidu. And so if I just did one program where we analyze the results in terms of numbers, votes, percentage votes polled and things of that nature. Raka Garu, do you know that BJP registered its second highest performance by way of vote percentage share increase? You know where? In Andhra Pradesh.
Yes. Yes.
So it's been very impressive. So in fact, if you look at the relative percentages and things of that nature, it is the BJP that got TDP and Janasena the victory.
Well, there are two ways of looking at it. The BJP on its own, when it contested in 2019 elections, it polled less than 1%.
Yeah.
It polled less than 1%. So, and it is a mutually beneficial arrangement, sir, because BJP was able to shrug off the stigma of being anti-Andhra Pradesh. BJP was branded by the TDP as an anti-Andhra Pradesh party, the party that does not keep the interests of Andhra Pradesh at heart. So the BJP polled less than 1%, and had BJP contested alone, it would have got maybe around 2%, not more than that. So joining hands with TDP and Janasena has actually helped the BJP increase its vote percentage and also seats. It did not have any MLA in the assembly, in the last assembly, and it had two MLCs. One MLC was Somu Birraju, elected courtesy TDP, and the other MLA is PVN Madhav from Visakhapatnam, who has also been elected courtesy TDP. So minus TDP, the BJP would have got around 2% votes, and that would be like, a rise of nearly 4 times. From 0.63, it would be 4 times. BJP definitely got benefited because of its association with the TDP. The real political acumen of the BJP's national leadership can be gauged from their decision to align with the TDP, because they have sensed that Jagan is on way out, and by joining, they have actually enriched TDP. There's no doubt about it. But at the same time, they were immensely benefited by this alliance, and this is a win-win alliance for all the three parties. Had Janasena and BJP come together, they may have polled around 6 to 8%. Had Janasena and TDP contested together and BJP contested separately, things would not have been this rosy for the TDP. I think Jagan would have scraped through in somehow or by the skin of his teeth. But this combination, it's a win-win combination for all the parties, all the three parties. So that way, despite getting 39% votes, Jagan is now reduced to just 11 seats in the assembly. That's a very big achievement, and I think this alliance has helped all the three constituents in equal measure.
Raka Garu, I'm going to send you the link to this program. About it aired about 4 hours ago, and the reason it's interesting is because why I said that BJP dragged the other two is because the loss of percentage vote share of YSRCP Congress, that loss actually has directly gone to BJP. In other words, TDP actually got 2% less, and yet they've got a bonanza. I think you should take a look at it. You will see more stories inside this. We can discuss this. I think we are having slightly different opinions here. Take a look at it. We'll talk about it.
Yeah, but can I just add one thing, sir?
Sure.
The vote percentage is always a very deceptive argument, sir. Majlis Ittihadul Muslimin never gets more than 2 or 3%, but it manages to win 7 or 8 MLA seats. The BJP got around 19% vote in Telangana, but it got only 8 seats. And TRS in 2023 got 36% votes, and it ended up with just 39 seats. So percentage of votes is always a very misleading kind of game, because TDP had actually contested less number of seats this time in Andhra Pradesh. Its percentage is calculated from the overall total number of votes, so it appears to be less. So that's one.
I see what you're saying. I see what you're saying. Yeah, I see what you're saying. Yeah.
And the BJP also. BJP had it contested alone. It had contested 2 assembly seats. One is Tirupati Parliament seat and also Badvel Assembly seat. BJP lost its security. I think one is in Nellore district, where Mekapati Gautam Reddy, there was a by-poll after the death of Minister Mekapati Gautam Reddy. In all these 3 places, BJP had put up its candidate, and in fact, it was the only party which had put up a candidate in all these 3 places, and it had lost very badly. So I think percentage, it is actually a case of 1 plus 1 plus 1 becoming 3 in mathematics. But in politics, many a time 1 plus 1 plus 1 can become 111. And this has happened in case of Andhra Pradesh this time. It is a win-win association for all the 3 parties. Each one helped the other in such a way that there was a snowballing of the voter sentiment, and there was what you can call as a bandwagoning kind of effect, and YSRCP was badly mobbed in the process.
Thank you, sir.
That's a divergence of opinion.
Oh, no, nothing at all, sir. What do I know? You know, you are the man on the ground, sir. See, one observation I'll make before we go on to the next topic is This is inherent flaws in first past the post system. India should go to like what is there in Germany, in my opinion, where half the seats are allocated. See how much percentage of votes you get. For that, there is an allocation, 50% of the seats. The other 50 will be whatever the current way it is. That way, what happens is if somebody struggled and got 10% vote, and still got only 4 seats because everywhere they were a little bit less. At least to some extent, it manages that differential. So Germany does that. Well, in India, I don't think any change is going to be so easy.
Well,
Raka Garu,
if that happens, BJP would be the happiest in a state like
yeah,
Kerala.
yeah.
But then BJP would be at the receiving end in many other states like Uttar Pradesh. It can never come to power in states like Uttar Pradesh and Bihar, Maharashtra, where the result is always fractured between 3 or 4 political parties. So there would be greater amount of instability in bigger states like Maharashtra, Uttar Pradesh, Bihar, even Rajasthan, which was a touch and go election this time, despite the number of seats that the BJP had got, the percentage wise, the difference is minimal. The BJP would stand to benefit in states like Tamil Nadu, Kerala, maybe Telangana better, but then that's a dicey game. I think France, for instance, it threw up a different verdict in the first round and threw up a different verdict in the second round. So if the opponents come together, they can always, the result can be disastrous. I don't know, but we have adopted this first past post system. Despite its flaws, it is giving some kind of stability to the political system in the country. This, of course, the German example, I think German is a more matured kind of democracy where things are working out well.
Yeah, it's called proportional representation, Andy, and that's what it is. Here we have first past the post, and that has its own challenges. Now let's go to Deccan Chronicle office in Vizag. Looks like it was attacked. What was the reason for that, and who was involved in it?
The Vizag Deccan Chronicle is a very respected daily published from various parts of undivided Andhra Pradesh. It's published from Anantapur, Tirupati,
But he's
Rajapuri.
a Congress guy, right? Srinivasa Reddy is a Congress guy, isn't it?
Right now, it is not owned by the Chandrasekhar Reddy family or Venkatram
Chandrasekhar
Reddy.
Reddy. Chandrasekhar Reddy. Yeah.
Chandrasekhar Reddy is no more. His son Venkatram Reddy, who used to own the Deccan Chargers, he is now facing a lot of cases, and this property is now being run by a different system of ownership, and not directly. I do not think he owns it anymore. So Deccan Chronicle is no longer what it used to be in the pre-Deccan Charger and pre the ED cases. So the Vizag Deccan Chronicle office was attacked by the Telugudesam party activists because the videos clearly show the people wearing the TDP scarves, the stoles, and the yellow stole of the TDP. They attacked the party office and they burned down the flexes there, and the nameplate was also burned down. They shouted slogans. All this happened because the Deccan Chronicle has published a story which said that the YSR, the TDP, ruling TDP, had changed its stance on the issue of privatization of the Vizag steel plant. Vizag steel plant's privatization is an emotive issue in Vizag area because there was a huge agitation for the steel plant, and the steel plant, as of now, the many feel it is unviable and it is better to divest this. So the disinvestment of Vizag is in the Vizag steel plant is in the cards, and all political parties in private have agreed for its privatization. But in public posturing, they oppose this and they side with the striking employees. And uh, so DC Deccan Chronicle must have written, has written apparently an article where it was questioning the change of TDP stance. So protesting against this and claiming that the TDP has not changed its stance. The TDP workers have set fire to the flexi. Of course, there was no damage to it, some minor damage, but then this is a dangerous portent in a way. But anyone writing against or having a contrarian opinion to the ruling party, if he is attacked or if he is sought to be silenced through this hooligan acts, I think we are in for very troubled times. This happens in Tamil Nadu, and this Tamil Nadization of AP politics is one of the dangerous trends that I see. Any dissenting opinion is sought to be snuffed out in the most ruthless manner possible. There was no reason to attack Deccan Chronicle office. A newspaper can publish any report, and you can send a rejoinder. And if you feel it is a fake story, you can approach the Press Council of India. The print media still, is affiliated to the, still listens to the Press Council of India, though TV doesn't have any such mechanism. So they can go to the Press Council of India, and if they feel that there has been no redressal, they can very well go and file a case of libel, defamation. So when there are legal and democratic avenues available, there is no reason why one should attack the media house. And if this trend continues, already in Andhra, we have this Andhra Pradesh and Telangana, we have this strange situation where every political party, minus BJP, every political party has a newspaper of its own. The communists have their own paper, the CPM has its paper, CPI has its paper. Of course, the TDP has a host of papers supporting it. The Congress has some papers supporting it, and even the TRS had firm control over a section of media. It owned some media, it controlled some other. So, any contrarian opinion in any media. In Andhra Pradesh, we also have this very, disconcerting trend of barring some media houses from attending the press conferences of a particular political party. While Chandrababu Naidu was in power earlier, he debarred 𝗤𝙗𝙗 TV and 𝗤𝙗𝙗 Daily from attending his press conferences. And a similar thing, if not in the same way, happened during Y.S. Jagan's tenure also. The media, the reporters representing the contrarian opinion were heckled by leaders themselves on many occasions. And this is not a healthy democratic practice. The media should be allowed to function its way. Of course, media has its own flaws, but this attack doesn't portend well. And the TDP, I personally feel as a media person, the TDP leadership should condemn this and admonish, at least chide its workers who have done this. So if this is not done, then I personally feel we are in for very tough times. The media particularly is in for tough times. Already in Andhra Pradesh, several TV channels which held contrarian opinion, like the 𝗤𝙗𝙗 TV, the NTV, TV9, which did not toe the pro-TDP line, they have been barred, invoking some sections of the Electronic Media Act. They are not being aided, only DTH is aiding them. I think such things actually do not portend well for healthy democracy, and such things are common in Tamil Nadu, and this wrong trend is now creeping into Andhra Pradesh also, which is not right.
Raka Garu, Tamil Nadu has done PhD in this. All newspapers only DMK, all media channels only DMK, all TV stations only DMK. All movies also only DMK. They have a movie complex also, Red Pix Films or something like that, or Red Giant Movies, something like that.
And if you oppose them, your movies won't get released.
Yeah. PhD, sir. They have done PhD.
So they can teach a lesson or two to Noam Chomsky in manufacturing consent.
It's really unfortunate, sir. One question for you, out of syllabus, because we didn't talk about it, but I know you know the answer. I'm taking it from your Telugu video podcast. You have mentioned that Rahul Gandhi is preaching how to divide Hindus and unite the minorities so that Congress benefits. This has been there from before also, right? Do you think that it was toned down in 2014 and 19 and they have again racked it up? What do you think?
So nationally, two trends are clearly visible. The first thing that I find is that after 1992, the Muslim votes have returned to the Congress, which is a major difference. The Muslim votes, they were anti-BJP all through. Even before the Ayodhya issue, no Muslim voted for BJP or even its earlier avatar, the Janasangh. Muslims never voted for Janasangh or BJP. But after 92, the Muslim vote drifted away from Congress, and it was, as they say in Uttar Pradesh, there's a very famous saying in Uttar Pradesh, the way Muslims vote, pehle apne sage, I think the word is pehle sagai or something like that. Our own man, if there is our man, we'll vote him first. Then sapai, pehle Bhajpa harai. First is anyone who defeats BJP. Then sapai, फिर अपना wala, something of that sort. The very catchy rhyming slogan among the Muslims, where anyone who defeats BJP was their first choice. Then if there was no one who can defeat, then they vote for Samajwadi Party of Akhilesh Yadav and Mulayam Singh Yadav, then to any other party. This was their order of preference, and that has changed in 2024. The Muslim votes have en masse gone to the Congress. Even in places like Andhra Pradesh, where the Congress party did not matter, the Congress party votes have increased for the Lok Sabha, not for the assembly. So there is a clear move of the Muslim votes towards the Congress, and this has happened for the first time after 1992, the Babri demolition, the so-called Babri demolition, and the incidents that happened after. So this is a big development to me, and that explains why the whole pro-minority rhetoric of the Congress party, particularly Congress party, the other parties, the so-called secular other parties, have not been as vocal as Congress party is now, because Congress party wants to re-emerge as the sole representative of the minority, representative of the minority votes, Muslim and Christian put together. So this is one aspect, and the Hindu votes across the country have been divided in the name of caste, particularly in states like Uttar Pradesh. There were a lot of issues like the reservation issue in Maharashtra, the uh, Maratha reservation issue, and the reaction to the Maratha reservation proposal from the Dalit community. These have both actually harmed the BJP interest. So there is a caste, dominating dharma or religion this time, and this is a very interesting combination. Coupled with this, I think there was a meticulous study by the Congress party to identify small constituencies where small shift of votes can alter the outcome. For instance, I'll give you one small example of South Goa, which the BJP had lost this time. BJP had won both the seats in Goa in the 2019. This time they lost the South Goa. In the South Goa, uh, one whole taluk, which is a subdivision, or a mahkuma as they call in Bengal, Assam, and other places. It's a subdivision. I don't know what taluka is called in other languages. One whole taluk, the Sunset Taluka, not a single vote for BJP, not a single vote for BJP, and it is because of a diktat from the Catholic Church that they should not vote for BJP. They should vote against the BJP. So by altering about the BJP candidate lost there by around 16,000 votes, and that's almost slightly less than the amount of votes polled in South Sit constituency for Congress party. So one whole subdivision taluka had actually altered the outcome. So they have identified such small constituencies. For instance, both the Manipur constituencies, the constituencies in Meghalaya, in Mizoram, for instance, in Ladakh, there is Lakshadweep. The results this time are different. Earlier it was Samajwadi Nationalist Congress Party in Lakshadweep. This time it is Congress Party. Of course, it was the Congress borough all through. PM Saeed represented it 7 or 8 times. So this is also another factor where small constituencies, where marginal shift can actually alter the outcome, have been identified, and seats where the BJP won by small margins have also been identified, where this caste factor was brought in and the BJP was defeated. So this accounts for the fall in 63 seats for the BJP and the rise of around 40 seats for the Congress, slightly less than 40. So I personally feel that this is going to happen. When I look at this election, Lok Sabha election, 2024 Lok Sabha election, I am reminded of the 2017 Gujarat Assembly elections. Not many people are trying to draw parallel to this assembly election. I personally feel this needs to be studied. In 2017 Gujarat election, very clear attempts were made to divide the Hindu society. There was this Patidar education led by Hardik Patel. There was this OBC uh, agglomeration led by 𝗒𝙘𝘀𝘆 𝗢𝘂𝘁, who is now in BJP, but then he was the blue-eyed boy of the Congress. And there was a movement away from the BJP of the Dalit votes led by Jignesh Mevani, a product of JNU. So these three people, they have almost defeated the BJP. BJP was reduced to less than 100. It got only 99 seats.
First time,
in 2017. This is very similar to the outcome that we have seen in 2024. So the caste had actually divided the Hindu society. And if I remember correctly, the only time I have seen Modi getting emotional while discussing election results was in 2017. You can go back and check the videos. While speaking at the victory rally, after 2017, Modi became so overcome with emotion that his voice almost broke. He said, "We have built this strong edifice of this society which has been divided in the name of the caste." These were the words that he used. Of course, he spoke perhaps Gujarati, if I remember correctly, but then he was very emotional. The same thing has happened in 2024 Lok Sabha elections also. To me, it appears what happened in 2024 is a rerun in many ways of 2017 Gujarat elections. So that way, I personally feel that there is an attempt to divide the Hindu society in the name of caste, in the name of regionalism, so on and so forth. Other issues, and then bringing the minorities together. Rahul Gandhi also, if you can, you would observe that he had gone to Manipur so many times. He had not bothered to go to, Kallakurichi, where so almost an equal number of people have died compared to Hathras. Nearly 70-80 people died in Kallakurichi, also in Tamil Nadu. The huge tragedy. He has not gone there to console the people, talk to them, but he was there in Manipur. Hathras, he went 2 days later. He dilly-dallied for 2 days and then went. So that clear pattern seems to be emerging. And to me, it appears that this is going to be the Congress template for the coming days, and how BJP addresses this issue is, I think, will determine the outcome in the upcoming elections and also in the 2029 elections, sir. Sorry for the long answer.
No, thank you. It was very educational, and it's important to understand that you need to have your feet planted firmly on the ground. And I think there was some kite flying, some flying also, and that resulted in a bad outcome. But I think overall, that video, that viewers, you need to look at that. I encourage you all to see it, because at least you will get the top 8 states in terms of number of seats being returned to the Lok Sabha has been analyzed. It's an hour long, but you can go and stop and go back and pick up and go. Lot of information there, lots of pros, lots of cons, where are the areas for improvement. Everything is analyzed and everything is data based, Raka Garu. It's got no emotion in this, and it was a fantastic work that Mohan has done, Mohan Sonti, and he's also an American like me, fellow American. And see, we all have our love towards our Janma Bhumi, and when you see that there's being it is being exploited in the name of caste divisions and society divisions, it really pains my heart. So, sir, before we go to questions, I just have one request from all our viewers. Viewers, those of you who are not seeing notifications, you can do us a favor. We are trying to represent the data to YouTube. What we need is your channel ID. What that is, I'll tell you in just 1 second. If you have a Gmail account, that Gmail account automatically creates you 3 gigabytes of Google Drive space. It also enables you to have your own channel in YouTube also. You may not be operating it, but if you have a Gmail account, you'll have a YouTube also. So when you log into YouTube with that particular Gmail ID, then you will see the place where it will give you a channel ID. We just want that channel ID so that we can tell Google, that is YouTube. YouTube is a part of Google. That, see, these are the channel IDs that have not received notifications. Remember, I told you that if you have been subscribed and you have turned on bell notifications, you need to have all turned on. Only then you will get notifications. By default, it gives you personalized. You may not get notifications. So kindly go and turn it on. And when you turn it on, the bell will become black. That's when you know that you have got all. For other settings, it will not turn black. These are all things that were necessitated because new laws were passed in various countries about data protection and other things. So Google had to change their algorithm. So if you are an earlier subscriber for PGurus, you may want to go back to your bell notifications and turn it to all. Thank you so much. Let's take a few questions now. Hrithik Great wants to know, Raka Garu, can BJP prospects in Telangana get disturbed if TDP tries its luck in Telangana?
Sir, TDP is what is Rashtriya Janata Dal in Jharkhand. At best, a marginal player. It may have had a glorious past, there's no doubt about it. And I do not see any reason why the Simandhra population in Hyderabad and its environment and its surroundings going back to TDP. TDP in 2019 had won 2 seats and both were in Khammam, and that too in alliance with the Congress party. On its own, TDP may not even have won those 2 seats. And both the MLAs have promptly joined the BRS in 2019. So, as of now, Telugudesam may not be able to. Telugudesam, most of the Telugudesam workers have joined either BRS or BJP, or many of them even in Congress, in many places, because Revanth Reddy has been very particular in getting people from TDP into his party. For instance, some of his ministers are actually former Telugudesam leaders. So I can think of one name immediately, that is Sitaka, also known as Anasuya, a former Naxal who left Naxalism, joined TDP, contested, lost, and then joined Congress party. Now she is with the Congress party and considered very close to Revanth Reddy. So the TDP cadre at the ground level, you must understand one thing: the politically active cadre at the ground level will not remain with a losing party for long unless it has a very strong ideological background, like the BJP or the Communist Party. Even Communist Party's cadre is coming down. Even BJP in Telangana, if someone follows Telangana politics clearly, they would find that every 10 years, the cadre of a significant chunk of the BJP cadre is going to some other party. It went to Telangana earlier, it went to TRS later, now BRS. So this keeps happening. The active cadres at the ground level cannot remain idle for long. They have to join some party or the other. And this has happened in case of Telangana. I don't think Telangana can be, I may be proved wrong because it is very wrong to make predictions in politics. But then I personally feel that the USP of Telangana is no longer there with it. The Telugu pride is not a slogan anymore in Telangana. It is Telangana identity, Telangana sentiment that is ruling the most now. And I don't think it will be very uphill. Let us be very non-committal and say it will be an uphill task for the TDP to revive itself in Andhra Pradesh because it has lost leaders and also cadres. So its emergence may not be able to alter the course of events for the BJP. If BJP joins some kind of alliance with the TDP, well, that is a proposal. There is no proposal as of now, and if that proposal comes, I think the BJP will have to examine it on its merits and its pros and cons. As of now, there is no proposal of that sort from Chandrababu Naidu, or there is no request of that sort from the BJP.
Thank you so much, sir. And viewers, some of you may wonder where the name Telangana came from. My recollection is Telangana is derived from Trilinga Desa. Trilinga Desa means a place where there are three big Linga temples, Shiva temples. Interestingly, two of those temples are in present day Andhra Pradesh. So I don't know when they'll say we want Trilinga Desa now. Not that there's anything wrong in that. I'm just making fun here. Telangana is a wonderful place. I've grown up there, very fond memories. The Telugu spoken in Telangana is something else. Very catchy, very catchy.
There are references to Telangana even in very ancient stone inscriptions. Trilinga Desha refer to all the three constituents of Andhra Pradesh, because one of the Trilinga temples is in coastal Andhra, Draksharamam, the other one is in Srisailam, the third one is Kaleshwaram. So Trilinga referred to the whole Telugu speaking region, one, and then particularly to the language, but I cannot offhand tell you the details, but there are some stone inscriptions that mention the word Telangana long before the word Telangana was coined by the political leaders.
I see. Wonderful, sir. Wonderful. Let's take a few. Next question, please. Thank you, Mohan Joshi, for becoming a YouTube member. Srinivasa Rao 𝗣𝗚𝗬𝗍𝙑 wants to know: is AP completely Christianized yet?
No, sir. AP is not completely Christianized. AP, even to this, AP has a very strong Hindu sentiment. There are Hindu temples everywhere. And what I see is there is a rising tide of Hinduism. The Hindu sentiment is so strong that a Christian chief minister had to take a dip in a holy river.
Right.
Had to take a dip in the holy river and touch the feet of a Swami and visit every possible temple in Andhra Pradesh and pay obeisance to every conceivable matha in Andhra Pradesh. Had there been no Hindu sentiment, this would not have happened between 2019 and 2024. So there is a rising tide of Hindu sentiment. It has its electoral reflections also. One of the strong undercurrents against 𝗤𝙭 is his association with proselytization, at least some of his close relatives are associated with proselytization. So there is a Hindu sentiment, and the Hindus are a majority in Andhra. And almost unnoticeably, there is a reversal also. There is a homecoming of Christians to Hinduism. I myself have visited some places and I've seen that at least around 20,000 Hindus are Christians are coming back to Hinduism through very small Punaragamana ceremonies, small reconversion ceremonies across Andhra Pradesh. If someone wants, I can give you the details also. So you'd be happy to know that ordinary people, ordinary school teacher that I know, she is actually on a mission to plant 108 Hanuman temples in 2 districts, East and West Godavari district, and she is doing a fabulous job. Wherever she is planting, the conversions are stopped. I know of one of my close friend is working in Charla region of Bhadrachalam, where he is performing 108 Parvati Shiva Parvati Kalyanams. So there is a rising tide of Hinduism. There is a process of Punaragamana or homecoming. 𝗤𝙧𝙤𝙪 has also started, and from what I see, the conversions have plateaued in Andhra Pradesh. I know many people would not agree with this. The conversions have plateaued. New conversions are not happening in Andhra Pradesh. Those who have got converted, they have become assertive now. That's a different story. Politically and socially, they have become assertive because of various other reasons. But new conversions are coming down in Andhra Pradesh. So it is actually the Hindutva which is rising in Andhra Pradesh. And mark my words, when BJP comes to power in Andhra Pradesh, it will be with a stupendous majority, unbelievably big majority. If the people of Andhra Pradesh see BJP as a Hindu party, then they would vote for BJP in such big numbers that you would not imagine. So Andhra has always been pro-Hindu. It was masked by caste and other factors. Contrary to your contention that Christianity is rising, it is actually the Hindutva which is rising.
Thank you, sir. Mangai Bhashyam wants to know what would be the best way to avoid this caste fault line?
By not indulging in caste fault lines. There's no thinking yourself as an Indian first and a Hindu first. That's the only way to, there is nothing wrong in caste, but everything wrong with casteism, casteist politics. So by shunning casteist politics, when I vote, let me not vote on the basis of caste. I do not want to vote this party because the candidate belongs to so-and-so community. So I think when Hindus shun this, and Hindus need to do it, because this election has proved that there is no Pasmanda, there is no Ashraf, there is no Adilaf, there is no Sheikh Sayyid Mughal Pathan Sarjapuria, no Shia, Sunni, Ahmadiyya, Qadiani, so on and so forth when it comes to voting against BJP. This election has shown 2024. So I think Hindus also must overcome this caste, fault line. And unless the voters, defeat the caste fault lines, the moment voters do it, the politicians will follow, suit, and they will start talking, only 30 to 35% Hindu consolidation has made Arvind Kejriwal recite Hanuman Chalisa, Mamta Banerjee recite Chandi Part, and Rahul Gandhi claim that he is a 𝗤𝙗𝙗 Brahmin. Right or wrong? So let there be more consolidation. Consolidation alone can defeat these casteist fault lines. The job,
next one, please.
The responsibility is ours.
Neelakantan wants to know, Rao sir, the religious heads in churches and mosques advise them to vote against the BJP and they follow 100%. Is it not time for Hindu religious leaders to ask all Hindus to unite and vote for BJP?
Well, they've been asking for many years. They have been asking, the Hindu seers, the Hindu Mathadipatis have been saying this for many years, not just from now. जो हिंदू हित की बात करेगा वही देश पे राज करेगा is a slogan that has emerged in 1980s. It is the Hindus who are not following their Mathadipatis, Pithadipatis, Sadhus, Mahatmas, and they are voting on caste lines. I have not seen a Mathadipati asking people to vote on caste lines. Maybe in Karnataka, but
nowhere, sir. No
way. I have not seen a sannyasi or a sadhu or a Pithadipati asking people to vote for Brahmins or Reddis or Kammas or Kapus. It is the voters themselves who are not heeding to their sage advice. I think it is time that the voters heed to that advice. जो हिंदू हित की बात करेगा वही देश पे राज करेगा. This has to be turned into a reality, not by the sadhus and mahatma, but by you, me, and we. This is my take on this.
Next one, please. Fukraham wants to know, what do you think about upcoming elections? Everyone is saying BJP is losing because of consolidation of Muslim votes and caste divide. I think he's talking about Maharashtra.
In the 3 states that are going to elections, the Muslims are a minor factor only in the New Gurgaon and that Mewati region in Haryana. The rest of it is Hindu majority, save for 4 or 5 assembly constituencies in that New district. In Haryana, it is a Hindu majority. In Jharkhand, except for some belts in the northern Bihar region, where Muslims are, Sarjapuria Muslims are joining Bengal and all that, they're in large numbers. Rest of Jharkhand is essentially non-Muslim in character. Even in Maharashtra, Muslim votes are significant only in parts of the Konkan Maharashtra, beyond Ratnagiri and some other places, beyond Bombay, for instance, in the coastal region, where the Nawayats, those who have come from the Yemen, they dominate, and the Dakhanis dominate, and the coastal people dominate, coastal Muslims dominate, and then the Marathwada region, and then Nandurbar, Malegaon. There's some isolated pockets. If you look at all the 3 states, all the 3 states are overwhelmingly Hindu majority states. They are overwhelmingly Hindu majority states. So a lot depends on how Hindus vote. We have repeatedly shown that the elections, results are decided by the way the Hindu votes. In these 3 states, a lot depends on how the BJP strategizes its campaign, and then goes to the micro level and evolves constituency level, formulations to win the elections. The assembly election, the Lok Sabha election results in Maharashtra have been disappointing for the BJP because in terms of success percentage, I think 𝗤𝙗𝙘 𝗔𝙗𝙗 is in better position compared to BJP. So BJP has to do a lot of homework. Every election is like an examination, and they have to prepare in a strategic manner. But let me tell you, all these 3 states are overwhelmingly Hindu states, and a lot depends on how Hindus vote. So Hindus also must learn strategic voting, and then
Correct.
Think of the Hindu interests first, and then think of the nation. So these are the important things that Hindus must do in the coming elections. And okay, BJP, Congress, all these parties are there, but which way will we vote as voters also needs to be looked at.
Thank you, sir. Manoj Soma, thank you so much for your generous contribution. Coastal plays BJP strong in AP, sir, Andhra Pradesh. Coastal areas, BJP strong in AP.
BJP as of now, BJP's, this election cannot be a yardstick to measure BJP's popularity, because BJP has fought in alliance with both TDP as well as Janasena, and it rode a wave of discontent against Jagan Mohan Reddy. So this election percentage cannot be seen as a barometer of BJP's growth, but BJP has a significant presence in at least 15 to 20 assembly constituencies, and if the party focuses on these constituencies, works hard, I think the party can emerge as a force to reckon with in the days to come. I think I have read the question correctly.
Yeah. Thank you so much, sir. And viewers, please like, share, and subscribe to our channel. Do send us that channel ID information if you think you're not getting notifications. You can send them to contact@pgurus.com, and we'll pick it up from there. Or you can put it in the chat window next time we have a program, and we'll pick it up from there. In fact, it is easier here, because that way those who are watching will also go and do it. We just need 4 or 5 IDs so that we can submit the data back to them saying that there is something that we would like the YouTube team to look at. Thank you so much, sir. Namaskar.
My pleasure.